Girls is a fun episode of Heartstopper, focusing on Nick and Tara at different points on the coming out journey. We get to know a little more about Darcy, see Nick helping to calm some of Charlie's anxieties, and a triple date. We also have some pacing issues with the episode itself. So, let's dive right in and check out the best scenes and moments from this episode. Pirates of the Caribbean. There is something so beautiful about Nick watching movies with his mum. I know there is some tension in the scene because Nick is looking at LGBT movies to watch, but he cannot bring himself to suggest any. Regardless, the idea of Nick having this time with his mum is just nice. We also get to see some fun teasing about Nick's obsession with Pirates of the Caribbean when he was 11.
Because I could quote it word for word by the end of it. And then knew it was because you loved Keira Knightley.
Mum.
No one wants their mum talking about their crushes like that. But it does get Nick thinking. As he watches Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom in this beautiful scene, we see him realise that he wouldn't be able to pick between them. Then he starts researching. More fighting. Tao and Harry have a few run-ins in this episode, and Tao is starting to get the upper hand. We see that both times Harry is starting the fight. At the front of the school, he deliberately runs into Tao and Charlie, and on the field, he is the one that calls out.
Might have lunch with your boyfriend today.
Tao ups his verbal fighting skills, and Harry doesn't have a comeback. Harry is losing the battle, and it's making his insults that much worse. In the comments in my last video, someone mentioned that Tao and Harry are actually quite similar to each other, and we can really see that here. They are both physical, Harry with holding on to people, and Tao with his dancing. They like a good laugh, Harry at people and Tao with people, and they both want the centre of attention when it comes to their respective groups. They are also both prone to reacting badly to a situation, even if they think they're doing the right thing. Harry does this by trying to force Nick into going out with Tara and Imogen, and Tao does this with his reactions to Nick, assuming that Nick is using Charlie. This will all come to a head in the next episode, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Talking it out. This episode is heavy on the talking, which gives us great insight into what people are thinking, but we also start to see some of the communication breakdowns. We see Elle saying what she means and it getting misinterpreted, Tara not wanting to talk but getting overwhelmed trying to deal, and Nick openly talking to Charlie and Tara and Darcy. No one is listening to Elle. She starts the episode confessing to the girls that she has a crush on Tao. The girls are excited for her, but Elle insists that she doesn't want to say or do anything about it, as Tao is her best friend, and she doesn't want to wreck that. They ignore her, and Elle gets understandably frustrated with the group when she finds out that they're trying to set her and Tao up with the triple date. She is ignored, or perhaps misunderstood is the better word, when she tells Tao that she loves him. To be fair to Tao, it feels very random and out of place, and his reaction is exactly what he, as best friend, would do. I'm not sure what Elle wanted to achieve with this declaration, but it doesn't work as she planned. Tara has a communication blockage. She is not sure how to express herself, and it eventually bursts out of her at the end of the episode. We see Tara struggling with the comments from everybody about her being out, and is not sure what to say to the people who think she's brave, and tries hard to ignore the hateful comments from the girls around her in band. Darcy cheers her up a bit when she threatens to throw cheese at them.
It always pays to be prepared with anti-homophobia cheese.
She eventually has enough of all the comments and runs away. Once she is trapped in the room, she finally lets it all out, everything she is feeling. The fear, the uncertainty, how everyone is seeing her differently now, and how she's not coping. She says she doesn't feel confident enough in herself to handle all the attention. Darcy points out that she thinks it'll get easier. And then we get the one thing I don't like about this episode, and that is Tara being okay so quickly. I know it's a 24-minute episode and a lot of characters to think about, but this turnaround is way too fast for me, especially given the pacing issues with the show, but we'll get to that in a bit. Nick has talking down to an art in this episode, and he really grows because of it. He's talking to nearly everyone, well, except his mum, but that'll come. Nick starts by talking to Charlie as he wants to know how Charlie knew he was gay. They have a really good conversation about it, even if Nick apologises for...
I'm sorry for being all confused.
I thought I was the one who said sorry too much.
Oi!
In the next few scenes, he tells Tara and Darcy that he's going out with Charlie, and he discusses his and their sexualities. He asks Tara about knowing she was gay, trying to find someone else that has or is going through what he is. She is sure she's gay, and we get this amazing moment.
Kissing you was actually one of the things that made me realise I don't like kissing guys.
Happy to help.
It is a huge step for him to come out to anyone, and I love how happy Tara and Darcy are that Nick told them. We see how proud he is about it when he tells Charlie. He's also the one that tells Al, proving that he is becoming more confident all the time. We get one final moment of Nick and Charlie talking while they're sitting at the drums, where Nick confirms that he thinks he is bi, and doesn't mind if people sees him and Charlie together. He then backs this up by grabbing Charlie's hand as they run back to the concert. So unsure. I want to be so annoyed with Charlie in this episode and yell that he needs to stop questioning Nick's motives. But then I remember Ben, and I really just want to hug Charlie. We really see Charlie's anxieties in this episode around Nick and the new relationship that they're building. He's trying to balance Nick's confusion and wanting to stay hidden with their desire to spend time together. Add in all the past negativity Ben put in his head, and poor Charlie is very unsure of how to proceed. When Nick happily asks to come to the concert, Charlie is immediately on the defensive.
Can I come?
What? Why?
He informs Nick that he doesn't have to come, upsetting Nick a little in the process. Charlie confesses at the end of the episode that he was worried about Nick not wanting to be rude.
I'm glad you came.
You seem like you didn't want me to.
No, I did. I thought you were trying not to be rude.
I think this is a strange comment, as Nick asked to come without any prompting from Charlie at all, and is shown to still be keen when they're arranging the double date. But Charlie's worries have him second-guessing everything, including Nick. We see this overblown reaction from Charlie twice. Firstly, when he suggests that they go on a date.
Should go on a date, just us. I mean, if you want to.
Actually, no, sorry, that was stupid.
We should.
And secondly, checking that Nick really wanted to tell Tara.
Wait, are you sure you wanted to?
Yeah.
You didn't just force yourself because I'm out or anything.
No, I wanted to tell them.
Each time, Charlie would have kept rambling and spiraling in self-doubt if Nick hadn't stepped in. This is something that Charlie will deal with for a while, but it does ease up a little at the end of the episode, when he opens up and confirms that he was happy that Nick is at the concert. Triple date. The triple date is so much fun. We get to see all the different couple dynamics in action. Tara and Darcy have been together for a while and are comfortable with it. Nick and Charlie, who are newly together and still finding their feet, and tentatively telling people. Then we get Al and Tao, who are not on the same page with their relationship at all. We also get Al suggesting that it's not fair that Tao is the only one that doesn't know about Nick and Charlie.
But he's the only one who doesn't know.
And finally, we get the milkshake chugging before we head off to the concert. Pacing. There is some strange pacing towards the end of this episode that could have been sorted out if they had changed a few scenes around. At the end of the triple date, Tao says,
"Just so you know, the concert's starting in 15 minutes.
This sets up a very tight deadline that the rest of the episode doesn't seem to care about. As we see with the next scene, they are casually strolling towards the concert, with no care about the timeline they set up 5 seconds ago. Then when they get to the concert, there is no thought at all of the time. Tara runs off, Nick and Charlie do Nick's drum practice session, and their heart-to-heart. The teacher says,
"I'm about to open the doors for the audience."
Setting up another tight time frame before we get the nice moment between Tara and Darcy and the group find them. The problem with this is that it feels like none of the deadlines matter. Here's how I think it should have played out. Tao should say the concert is in 30 minutes, to give them a little more time, but still the urgency to drink the milkshake fast, because that's a fun scene. The walkover is fine then, as they don't feel like they need to rush given the time frame. Then we should have Tara running off, and Tara and Darcy's heart-to-heart while they're locked in the room. Then we can go back to Charlie and Nick's heart-to-heart, and the teacher pointing out that Tara and Darcy are missing. Then the group is looking for them straight away, and the urgency of opening the doors is not interrupted by Tara and Darcy's talk. I like all the pieces, but I think this would allow the episode to flow a bit better. Just my opinion, of course. I'd like to hear yours in the comments below. This is a very talk-heavy episode, but it's fun to watch all of our couples as they negotiate their different stages of relationships. The next one is bully, so let's enjoy this more light-hearted episode while we can. And as always, thanks for watching, and let's see what other secrets we can uncover next time on Nerdy Investigations.